Hello, I'm Bood and welcome to episode 2 of the alternate Ajax save, the series within a series on my Journeyman, our Journeyman adventure, the series where I never left Ajax. Now, if you're wondering where my CCPO is, he's out. He's on a munchy run. You know what he's like in Amsterdam. He can't stop. But he has been planning with me for an epic season, hopefully. Because, you know, I didn't know if I'd do a season 2, but I had a bit of time off. And I felt like this progression. Because my last actual season at Ajax, we got to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And then, of course, last year we got to the semi-finals. And the domestic league and cup, the cup was a disaster, wasn't it? Straight out of that. And the league went down to the very end. So I wanted another go. I had the time to do it. And I wanted to see what we could achieve. Maybe I had a little bit of money. I didn't know if I was going to spend it on loads of players. But you'll see. You'll find out in another exciting episode, hopefully. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your view. Thank you for all the support. If you're wondering about the real road to anywhere, well, you all voted. If you want to know what happened with that, check it out. That should hopefully be out about 2 days after this episode comes out. In between that, there will be my podcast episode, the sub, club, squad, pod, whatever it's called. You'll enjoy it. It's brilliant. An hour of absolute brilliance. Top guest, great laugh. So hopefully you'll check that out. But for now, we're here in Ajax for another season. Let's get to it. So as you know, I had around 20 million and that didn't change. So 20 million to spend isn't a ton. And, you know, I needed to bring in some money. So like as I mentioned in the last episode, there's a few players I could probably move on, readjust a few things. Now, one player I didn't really want to lose was Arnie Timber. Now, fantastic player, only 28 years old, Dutch lad. Now, I got about 15 million for him. But he wanted to move on for, you know, a new challenge. So he's probably a prime candidate to try and cash in and get some more spending money. We sold one of my backup strikers, young Belgian, well, he's young to me, 26-year-old Johan Clement, got 20-odd million for this lad. I sold one of my youth players, one of the Brazilians I signed over the years, and those Brazilians, do you remember as well? You might remember, my last season, I signed a load of young, hot prospect Brazilians and a few others, and I mentioned that I'll never get to see them play, but I just wanted to lay them foundations for this club for the future. Well, I'm in this future. So there's a good few young players that I'd totally forgotten about come through. But this is one I'd signed earlier. Got 2.5 for him. Look how much he's worth now. So another youngster, young Dutchman, 20 years old, Sven Bond. Great name. Got 7.5 for this lad. Again, another youngster and another young Dutch player. Not the greatest. I mean, these lads' values have gone up. Only got about 2.75 for Ivo. And then I got about 1.5 for this kid who they've instantly put out for loan. So, you know, I did bring in quite a bit of money, and it turned out after what they'd taken out of it for themselves, they gave me about 40-odd million, which you can stretch. But I'm not going to be able to go out there and buy 2 or 3 world-class players. I feel like I looked at the squad and I felt like the left-hand side was the weakest. I mean, I've got a great left winger, but I just needed more depth on the left. So for 29 million, I've bought 25-year-old Uruguayan Nicolas Pina, right, for 25 million from Real Madrid. I know he's only a 3-star, but I think he's a very good player. He's an elite winger. So I've got 2 very good left wingers, but my left backs, I've got some good young ones. I've got some good young ones in the youth team. I've got Smeets, who's decent, but I wanted a really good one. Didn't happen. But it nearly did happen. Now, I found Jason Pearson, a 23-year-old Frenchman, plays for Montpellier, right? Look how good he is. He'd have been a starter now. He's worth a lot of money, but we managed to put a package together that was very, very much stretched out. And we talk about stuff like that in that podcast that'll be coming out hopefully the day after this. So the deal went through. He was okay about talking to us. He wasn't green with it. I think it was orange. Like, he had a few worries. Went into the contract negotiations, worked out a deal. He agreed. You press OK, done. You think that's done then. But it came back 3 days later. He'd rejected it for wages, for something else. I'm like, I had room to give you more, and why didn't you ask for that at the time when we were negotiating? I don't think I've had that this year, where I've gone through the whole thing, and once they've okayed the contract, it usually signed for you, or they choose another club maybe, but there was no one else in for him. So that really weirded me out, and then he wouldn't speak to me after that. The club kept accepting that same deal. He wouldn't talk. So I was very, very disappointed, because he would have been fantastic. So what I have done is promoted some of them good young players. I signed a lot over the years when I was here, and then I signed obviously ones for the future, like I mentioned earlier. And there's some talent here, and Ajax is a club that's all about that, so let's go down that route. Let's give youth a chance. Let's flesh out the squad and see who rises to the top. So I've arranged it by age. Now, some of these lads have, of course, been in the first team, but a lot of these guys haven't. Got 2 young strikers. Look at him, he's decent, isn't he? Another young striker here, Brazilian. Just put him in the squad. They can play down in the B team for Jong, or maybe get a game here and there throughout the season. Maybe, we'll see. I've got a right back here, another Brazilian. Look at that. These are guys I'd signed before I left on the original series, who have started to come through. I've promoted this guy up, Belgian, 18 years old, AMC. I've got another left back here. I mean, good young left backs with promise. I just wanted a really good worldie, because if we find Schmeets, I mean, Lorenzo Schmeets, he's my starter and he's great on paper, but he's 30. I just wanted that little bit more there. I felt like that was where we were the weakest on the left. Maybe. Got a right back here, Wim Merveld, young Dutch lad. Not bad, is it? He was already in the team. I don't think he was. I think he's coming to replace Timber. Again, he's 19, Belgian, loads of promise. And Timber was a squad player. Timber played a few games as good as he was. So, these games are going to go to the youth. And I am trying, hopefully, the dream would be to win a Champions League. But it's also, I like being able to do this to give kids a chance. So we'll see what happens with it. So financially, we're in a great spot. Like I said, we brought a lot of money in, but they decided to keep a lot of it in the overall balance. And it did give me a good amount to spend. But that's it. I've ended up spending it in other ways, giving out new contracts and so on. But we're in a great spot. A fantastic spot, really, as a club. Now, my staff's still mint. But Man City came in with a vengeance. Nicks a coach off me, tried to nick another coach off me, but he decided to stay when I give him a pay rise. They nicked some scouts off me. It was all City. And at this point, I ain't got round to replacing them. And to be fair, I didn't want to waste any more money on it. I felt like we're good enough as it is. I'm happy with full yellows. Pre-season, I decided not to go to America. I wanted a bit more variety. We played one of our own teams, an affiliate, played some random teams early doors, and I had 2 big games to try and test us for the Champions League at the end, Chelsea and Dortmund, and we came through with flying colours. We then played FC Groningen, they were a great team last year, and we played them in the Super Cup, the Johan Cruyff Shield, whatever it's called, and we played outstanding. I mean, they played very well. What a game. It'd have made a fantastic life, come on it. 5-3, it was honestly brilliant. So I jumped in here on the 2nd of September because this was the point where I just picked my Champions League squad. You don't pick a squad, remember, for the league. That's a good thing about Holland. When it comes to domestic football, you can get players from anywhere. It's brilliant. Anyway, let's have a quick butchers. I played 3-1-3, so it started off really well. FC Groningen are strong again. PSV are the usual crew here, there and everywhere. Where's Feyenoord? Tough one. But anyway, good point to jump in at, because obviously we've won the Community Shield. I mean, domestically it was tough last year, so I'd like to improve on that. Game management might come into play, we'll see, but the Champions League group had been drawn. And even though I believe in this team, and I think we've proven over the last 2 years we can get towards the end of the Champions League, that's a tough group, innit? I mean, Benfica, Juve, Anderlecht. You never know, could be a potential banana skin. The Dutch Cup, they want me to win it. I'd just like to not get knocked out in the first round again with a good team. And we are by far the favourites to win the league easily. And again, that's what I want. So I think it's a minimum at this club now. It'd be nice to have a cushion to be able to rest players, but it was a challenge last year. It was fun though. I quite liked the competitive side of it all over in every competition last year. The Media Dream Team 11 is us, but they got my left back on the left wing. They got one of my centre half right backs at left back. I don't think the right back's mine, sorry, apologies. But the striker, Simons, isn't mine. Not technically a striker either, but he's a real player. It's Jerome Simons. He's now 31 years old, and he is some player, isn't he? I'd have him, although he'd never signed for us. He's only got a C rating from my scouts. My main man is still this guy, especially for this year. Again, I don't know if there's going to be a third season. We'll see. I know he's 33, but he is fantastic. 24 goals in his first year. I think he got 35 his next. Brilliant player. So I still think he's got it in his locker, and I couldn't find anyone better. So, can he still help us? Can he help us get over that line to a Champions League final? Maybe. I've now jumped forward to the 1st of January, and yeah, it's like normal service. had been resumed at this point. We'd been absolutely fantastic in the league, as you can see by the fact I've won every single game. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, I love the challenge of last year, but it's also nice to get back to that kind of way of winning and just winning and feeling like you can just never get beat in the league is quite good. So we've got 11-point cushion, perfect. João Lucas still bossing it. Look at the state of him. 28 goals. Dosen, third best player in the league. And I've got the three best players in the league, but Dosen, sorry, is the third highest goal scorer in the league. My attacking midfielder. Yeah, able to keep the main boys together, which was absolutely fantastic, because don't get me wrong, the boys had some bids. Quick look at the results. You know it's all green. You know won them all, but look at it. I mean, look at the start of that season. 5-0, 5-0, 3-1, 4-0, 6-0. I mean, insane amount of goals being scored. The last game I played, I won 7-0. 7-0. In the Dutch Cup, I wasn't taking any gambles, even though they let me down last year. I went for it. And again, it was a bit of a flappy moment because we only just did it with a good side. 1-0 in the 90th minute. The 90th minute. But we're still in the cup. On to the Champions League, and you'll see money's disappeared a touch. We're doing things though, improving certain things around the ground. Spent money on that. The youth facilities, I know we improved them. That's all good. It's fine. Right? You know, money's coming in because don't forget, we're in the Champions League. We're in a tough group. How did that group go? We topped it. Not only that, I didn't get beat in this. I'm undefeated in pre-season. We won the Super Cup. I'm undefeated in the league. Only played one cup game, but we're still in that. Undefeated in the Dutch Cup. Undefeated in the Champions League. Is it really all coming together? You know, sometimes you've got to put the time in. It's coming together. You could feel it. The stars are lining over Amsterdam. Might be time to spark up a big, massive Buddha. Look at those results. Battering Juventus 4-1. Beat Benfica 2-1. Anderlecht 4-1. We drew with Anderlecht. That was a bit shit, really. I bet you didn't think they were going to be one of the draws, did you? But they were. Beat Benfica 2-0 and with a cracking game against Juventus. 3-3 thriller in Turin. Check that out. And now I've got Atletico Madrid, who are a tough team. I'm not going to lie, they are pretty tough. Now I've got a big squad. A lot of youngsters. Lads down there dipping in and out. Have I rotated too much? No. No. I don't even game managed too much. I just thought, what have I actually got to lose? I am just gonna go for it, and I think I've been quite lucky with things. I've been lucky with fitness and injuries and all that good stuff, so I can't complain. João Lucas, a 33-year-old. I mean, you don't see me very often having a 33-year-old striker, but the guy's just a beast, absolute beast. And it's the usual crew: Nilsson on the right, Dosen behind Lucas. Ivanov, my right back's cracking. Wiz is still doing a job, although he hasn't played as much because he did have a bit of competition. Pina had a few games, but not too many. I mean, I have changed things, moved things around. I have got players who can switch positions. I mean, you've seen for yourself, it's so far been pretty perfect. Now, I thought by now, though, I've got to chuck this in, I'd be out that favoured personnel. I thought I'd have moved up a little bit. I thought I'd be an icon by now. I'm not. But it's good to see some of my boys making that list of Dosans, the Wizards, the João Lucases. And that third kit, I bet you that's rare as rocking or shit now, and it's a go though. I don't really wear football shirts. I'm trying to get fit though. Me and the wife used to be well into our fitness. We used to go to the gym. We've been together 17 years, but we've been married 9 years nearly. And if you watch our honeymoon video or before that, we were in great shape. We used to go to the gym 3-4 times a week, but we had no kids. We always pushed each other, and since then we've obviously gone slowly downhill. I think my wife looks fantastic, but she's not happy with herself. I'm not what I was like throughout most of my 20s, and I think now I'm technically middle-aged. We're getting back into it, so we've bought this like massive multi-gym, which I've got to build some point this week. So I'm hoping to put it in the garage, so hopefully we can push each other and get back into that. And if I ever can get back into shape, I might start collecting a few little shirts, but for now, I look like a dad in a shirt, you know, with your beer belly and your fucking massive man boobs, so not yet. But at some point, little shirts like that, I might have to try and find. We've now jumped forward to the 19th of April, and we've got 4 games left to play, and we've won the league. Brilliant, absolutely dominated the league. Still not lost, still not drawn a game. I signed a winger who's played a few games for me and promoted some youth. Last year, it was a proper challenging league, and I don't think it got weaker. You can't explain this game sometimes. It's like the boys are just on another on another level in this league compared to last year. There is no nail-biting last game of the season for the title or anything. It's not going down to the wire between, was it 3 teams nearly, wasn't it, last year? Look at the state of that. Look at the goal difference. Look at João Lucas with 47 goals. I've got 2 players. I mean, I've not done anything different. It's been brilliant. It shows you that this team, you keep it together, they grow together, they just get better. But has this translated itself into Europe? Is this a good enough thing, a platform to push us on to that Champions League final this year, just to go that one step further? No. Oh my God. You see that progression, don't you? And I know they're a good team. We faced them in Europe before. I just, like, you can't explain it. You can't explain why last year was such a challenge in the league and domestically maybe, and then this year to dominate our group, to be undefeated in our league, and then to get battered 4-0 with none of your boys, no one turned up. That was a hill to climb, but it wasn't over yet. And Christ, did we give it a good go? Hey, come on, we give it a go. Look at that. Nearly. Absolutely nearly. Should have scored more. Should have. Scored 3. We were awesome. Next level, brilliant. But when you're 4-0 down, 3 ain't enough, is it? So we're out straight away. So we've gone quarterfinals, semi-finals. Believe in him, it's just one bad game. And when you've had so many good games in everywhere else all year, you're going to have a bad game, aren't you? It's just fucking time. Yeah, I'm gutted about that. I thought we'd get to the quarters, semis. So yeah, I was happy they kind of nearly redeemed themselves, but still, it's disappointing, isn't it? But just look at this. I've had undefeated seasons. I think I had one in here, didn't I? I can't remember who was it with on the actual Journeyman, over in Asia somewhere. And I've had them before. But have you ever had a full green? It's gonna go tits up, innit? It probably will. But very proud of that, I can't lie. But don't fear, league wrapped up, Champions League was turd, I've let you down, I'm sorry. But we've got something to go for. Something I failed at dramatically last year, getting knocked out straight away. We've got the Dutch Cup, so we've got a live con, we've got a trophy to go for, we've got something hopefully to celebrate, haven't we? I'm sorry it's not Champions League. So you're going to have to let me know if you want episode 3. Do you want me to go for it again? You're going to have to let me know. If you don't normally comment, get commenting. Get liking. Get showing support to the video and try and motivate me, because it's tough. I'll be honest with you, I'm playing this. I'm obviously playing the actual Road to Anywhere, but I will try my best. If you really want an episode 3, if you really want to see this Ajax team go on again, and at least give it one more go, show that support, and we'll see what we can do. But for now, the champions again. Can we do a domestic treble? Wrap it up with the Dutch Cup final. Welcome to the Dutch Cup final against AZ. Proper looking forward to that. We should be winning this when you look how well we've been doing in the league. But it's a cup final. Anything can happen. Great team on that pitch. Easton is the only issue. He's got a bit of a niggle, but tough shit is too good. Right then, here we go. Now, João Lucas is wanted by a few Brazilian teams at 33 and 34. Arsenal also want him. I think Nilsson's wanted by Dortmund, my right winger. My right back's wanted by United. Hernandez, my centre half. Oh, is wanted by Juve, is it? I think Wiz is wanted. City wants someone. So, you know, that third season might be challenging, but the guys on good money. A lot of them probably getting overpaid for being in Holland. Here we go. Go on. Oh. But I think I could keep it together for its third season. But like I said, I didn't know how you feel about it. Do you really think we could do it? I thought this year was it. Not to win it, but to maybe get back to a semi, get to a final maybe, just because of how well we've been playing. But if we can keep them together, like I said, we've got a lot of good young players who are coming through. It's like... Oh, there you go. Oh, referee might help us out. Goal awarded, we're 1-0 down. This is a bit unexpected. It is what it is, like I said, anything can happen, but it's a long way to go. A long way to go. But yeah, I mean, I'll try my best to pump out a third. I need to start, concentrating on the actual Road to Anywhere. Like, I've been playing it. I had to wait for the votes to come through, which was quite good. It was, I think 75% of you voted on one thing. So if you check it out, you'll know pretty much the area I'm going to be going to. We have to wait and see. I'm not going to give too much away. But before that, like I said earlier, the podcast, the Sub Squad pod will be coming out with 3 great guests. Had a great laugh. Proper laugh. Go on. How good is he? 60th goal this season. How special is it? Yeah, we talk about FM22, FM23, our football teams, a lot of other stuff, a few random things. We've just had a good laugh. We had a great laugh off camera as well when it wasn't recording. So, yeah, I really enjoyed it so much. Then we're going to do a couple of World Cup specials. But I might have the same lads on. Oh, get in and pick that right out. Yeah, I might have the same guys on for one episode, but I want to maybe do a couple of them over the World Cup because it'd be fun to chat with lads and get a few different guests on. You'll know CP, he's out there. I'm hoping he might do a bit for me out and about. I think he's going to a couple of games and oh wow, this is a cup final. I mean, you've got to applaud that. Yeah, give it a watch, give it a listen. It's about an hour long. While you're doing the dishes, while the wife's got you ironing, whatever it is you do. Put it on in the car on your way to work. You might like it and whizzer. I'm sure it's City you wanted, but no, the referee. Is he going to give it us or take it away? Goal awarded. In England, in the Premier League this weekend, VAR's been a bit shit. I'll be honest with you. We had a few shaky VAR decisions. One in the Arsenal win for my beloved Man United. We're on fire. Beat Arsenal 3-1. I was still like, Joe, the Odegaard pushing Eriksen over. I was a bit, is it? But you'll take it. When it's your team, you take it, don't you? I often complain on this channel in cup finals that they can be very boring, but this so far has not. It's been great, hasn't it? They've only had 3 shots, 2 on target, both have gone in. One of them was a thunderbolt, but what a game. Okay, 0 changes. Let's leave it as it is for now. But yeah, United at the minute, I can't lie, I'm happy. I think things are starting to change. I went out because it's my birthday in a couple of days, but I'm working a lot and family, trying to get everyone together was impossible next week. My wife's also away on my birthday at a conference. She's been promoted, she's got a company car now, she thinks she's well posh, and a laptop and all that. So we went out yesterday and realised it was when the Arsenal game was on. So, it's just too good. So my little one was playing up a bit, he's nearly 2. He loves Cocomelon, so I had my phone on my little holder, letting him sat next to me watching Cocomelon. But I had that Google pin thing, with the score up, giving you little stats and so on. Kept checking on it. I had to. Insane, and that is even insaner, if that's a word. No, this referee. Goal awarded. Happy days. Okay, with 20 minutes to go, we're 5-2 up. Brought the young Brazilian on for the old Brazilian. Changing midfielder, brought young Belgian on. Brought Ivanov on at centre half for a yellow card. We should have this wrapped up, man. Domestic treble in the bag, surely. Now, what's been absolutely devastating for me is today was my first day back at work after 17 days off. Of course, I went away for a long time to the south of France, and then I had quite a few days off when I come home, and it's just that reality. My son's back at school, wife's back up. Honest, so hard. And not only that, I went into work to find out I was on the worst bus on a Monday morning. It's like reality just hits you right in the face, doesn't it, eh? Honestly. Couldn't be more pissed. Got to go back this afternoon, but I have got a busy week. But again, as always, I will try and always get a video out for you. I know there's no schedule with me. Red card, happy days. They're done. It's over for a minute. They put up a fight, man. I thought it was going to be a fight, but we have got that quality, and that quality just shone through, didn't it? It's just pushed us on through. I want to see that trophy. Ooh. Did a bit of reading on Reddit and a few other things again about the trophy ceremony, and a lot of people have that theory that you get a trophy when it's in 3D, but then I found loads of threads of other people who said, I've won the league, got no ceremony, then I won the cup and got a ceremony, or the other way around, so, and I play it in 3D. And I've said that a few times where I've like, game on, fair play. 5-3 with 10 men. Yeah, and I've noticed that myself, it's quite annoying. But we talk about a few things in the podcast, and oh my god, it's just goals galore. I'm trying to speak, but I'll take that. 6-3. And it's not the usual better graphic stuff. Some of the lads come up with some cracking ideas, right? Check it out, because I think they are brilliant. Sports Interactive, if you ever watch this, which you never do because you don't like me, I know you don't, you should employ us because we come up with some good ideas. Well, there you go, we're getting one for this. Happy days, Dutch Cup champions. I haven't won this for 2 years, by the way, after winning it. They won it for years and years, and I felt that pressure when I first took the job on the original series. I thought, Jesus, they've won it that much. I feel like I've got to keep winning, and I did win a couple, but it's nice that we've got our hands on it again after a 2-year hiatus. Well done, boys. So I've got a few games left to play, so I'm going to play them now. I'm going to have a cup of coffee and we'll come back. Do you know what? I don't care about records. Or do I? No, I think I've got to be clever and think about the future and use this to give other guys a game. As much as that's going to pain me, I'm going to give other guys a game. Some of you out there probably say, no, go for it. Go for the perfect season. But I've got to think about it, Anna. You've got to give these lads a chance when you can. You've got to be sensible. Even though I don't really want to be, but I'm going to be. Am I going to be? Am I going to? Yeah, maybe. So then, it's now the 1st of June. Of course, I've played them 4 games. We've gone forward a little bit more. These are the finances, what I'm probably going to be dealing with next year. So the team was great. But is this team good enough to do it? I think it's worth a shot. Again, it's up to you. You need to show me some love with this. Let me know. Get involved. If you want episode 3, let me know. And I wanted to give the boys a chance because you've just seen the finances. I don't think I'm going to have tons of money to spend unless I sell. I don't want to sell because I want to achieve, especially in Europe, of course. So give a lot of young guys a game, even against the PSVs. We'd wrap the league up, but they did well against a great team, winning 3-2. Obviously we lost against PSV, then we won 5-1, then I drew the last game, so it wasn't perfect, but we still won the league by 17 points. I'm very happy with that. João Lucas nearly bagged 50 goals in the league, insane for his age. What a player. Heerenveen, Almere City and a team I'm not even going to try to say have all been relegated. Us, Feyenoord, PSV and FC20 all in the Champions League. Big boys really. And this league's the 6th best in the world. So again, let me know, do you want episode 3? But before we end this, actually, I didn't tell you who won the Champions League last year, and let's find out who won it this year. The team that knocked us out, I knew they were good. Obviously, Inter knocked us out, didn't they, last year? Can't believe we threw away a 3-goal lead, but forget about that. But Atletico beat them in the final, and then they've gone on and won it again. So they are very good, so it's no shame in being knocked out by them. I feel like we could do better. So there we go, that is the end of episode 2. Will there be an episode 3? It's down to you. But there will be an episode 21 of the actual Road to Anywhere coming very soon. Obviously, like I said, go and check it out if you want to know. I think most of you probably do know which choice won the votes, and I'm very excited. I want a challenge, and I think it will be a challenge. I think it's going to be a lot different, really. Different area, different weather, different team, different players, different level of football, but I think a nice little turn. Hopefully the return of my CCPO, because Greeno is back. I think we need to, keep our eye out on that guy. If you want to see Greeno again, make sure you check out the podcast, because he is one of my guests on the Sub Squad pod. That should be out tomorrow as well. So thank you as always for all the support. Really do appreciate your view is the most important thing. But any new patrons or you guys who comment, like, and come back when they have a holiday is massively appreciated. We're coming to the end, aren't we, of FM22? So you guys that stick around at the end of every year, I always appreciate you the most, man. Seriously. You are hardcore and I love you for that. So stay happy, stay safe, and I'll see you in a future video. I will. Love you long time. I'm Bood. Bye.